Jamaicans, good evening to you, my beautiful people. Somebody reached out to me and really, I call it a diatribe in terms of pay that many of these people in the tourism industry get. And it broke my heart. And I said I told the person, oh my goodness, I am so sorry to hear. And they wanted me to vlog on it. And I said I would. But I wanted to, get some information first. I said I was going to wait and get some information first before speaking on it. Because some other times I prefer to get a somewhat of a salient information. Even if I don't get everything in its entirety, I want to get something substantial enough to work with. Something credible enough to work with. And I have no problems in being corrected if I'm not. I'm not God, so I won't always get it right. But I endeavor to make sure I come with facts. I will tell you my opinions and feelings, if needs be, if necessary. But I tend to try and come with facts, because that is what will help us to be better people, better human beings, and to kind of survive this life as best as we possibly can. Now, when the person reached out to me to say that it is a travesty of justice, it is an understatement, because to be paid $5 per hour and you're working long hours in the tourism industry is evil. It is not just a travesty of justice. It is not just unfairness. It is not just inequity. It is evil. And are you aware that in other countries, now people may say it is because they're developed countries and first world countries, aren't they still dealing with human beings? And we still working with human beings, even with technology? Aren't we still dealing with human beings, meaning human to human paying other humans? Huh? Now you might say they have more resources and capital. Nonsense. This is one country that has resources and capital. It is how it is allocated is the problem. Is the allocation of it. Who remembers, I guess in my era and thereabout, the Heathcliff cartoon. That cartoon was maybe above our heads as children. We probably found it funny, but it really wasn't funny. Whoever coined it and created it and produced it. So you see Heathcliff cutting the slice of cake, leaving a little slice, and then he took the big portion and stuffed it down his throat. The cat, that big fat cat. And we as children found that funny because, you have the face swelling up and all of the effects that the cartoon would have given. I was a child and didn't really understand it until I'm now an adult. It's just like some of these nursery rhymes that we sing, and it sounds good when we say ring a ring a roses, only to know that these songs are deathly and evil. When you do the history of it, go and check some of these songs that we sing. Ring a roses. I don't remember some of them right now. Thank God I never even really liked some of it. It was boring as far as I was concerned. At that age, I didn't understand it. Right? I prefer to just play maybe stuck and pull and running up and down, just chasing and giving little trouble here and there and so on. Huh? To be paid $5 per hour, probably not treated well, probably be spoken down to. I'm still yet to hear if the woman in the hotel was fired or still works there. Now we hear the government officials and so on say that they need to import, or those in the tourism industry say that they need to import workers. As if cockroaches are working for them right now, presently. The lower form of, or some lower form of animals, some dogs and cats and elephants working in the industry. Not sensible, like, maybe like a monkey that doesn't have human sensibility. I'm talking when I say not sensible. $5 per hour. $5 per hour. And when I say dollars, obviously Jamaicans, I'm not talking Jamaican dollars. So even when we're talking about the US equivalent, $5 per hour. Crazy. It's beyond, it's evil. It's not just a travesty of justice. It is evil. I heard what's his name there? That former MP. Gosh, I don't want to describe him as one former politician. I describe him for people to know who I'm talking about, Peter Bunting. he was talking about it's madness and nonsense to talk about the import. You don't need to import. Pay the people well. And when I make videos of this, sometimes people come and say this, that, and that, and tell me rubbish and nonsense in my head. Public sector work, public sector, they get a lot of aid, they get a lot of grants, they get sponsorship, they get loans, money coming one form or another, coming through their eye, it come through them nose, it come through them mouth, it come through them teeth, it come through them tongue, it come through them throat, it come through them feet, it come through them head top. Money just a come, money just a come, money just a come. They can pay these people properly. There's no need for any importation. I can tell you, just facing some of these people in the hotel industry, they are very pleasant. They do their jobs well. They're competent. They're skilled. Let me add this. You talk about importation. I traveled in fairly recent time somewhere. And let me tell you, they can't walk in your shoes. Workers who work in the tourism industry cannot walk in your shoe in terms of being clean, in terms of just, I'm not talking about pleasantries, being pleasant and smiling. That goes across the board, both locally and internationally. I'm talking about, you see, when a Jamaican worker gets into your room and cleans your room and sets it up nicely with the different little body products and so on, and clean your, let me tell you, it's on a little 2-star place. You might find them not spend a whole lot of time because they not get the money or they not get proper cleaning agents. You might find them, some of them places that don't look too wonderful. But when the Jamaican workers gets into these places and they work, let me tell you, they work. That's one thing with us. You see, if we settle down, all of us, and say we are going to work, we work. We work and we work well. We do our job well. And not because it's domesticated in terms of household, you know, when you're talking about cleaning and spreading the bed and whatnot. The place is spick and span. Can't walk in the shoes. I went to a place, I was saying to somebody, just the carpet was moldy, stink. As we're walking, I'm big on smell. Anybody who knows me well, I like smelling very good. And I like my bathroom and kitchen to look good. Even my room. Because I'm going to look at the sheet, I'm going to make sure everything is clean. And you pay the people them $5 per hour, and you want to import. So if the people them are foreigner, pay the people them good. When you import them, what you wait, that is who you're going to pay well. Or because the Jamaican people them are nobody. Them are nothing. Them are some little plebs. Them are cockroach. Them are something you just kick up and box up and fling aside. Oh boy, you're dunce, you're fool, you're stupid, you're not nothing. You're poor and pauperized, you're beneath me. Oh really? I want direct to Psalm 49. Is it Psalm? If it's not Psalm, it's between Psalm 49 and Psalm 50. I don't think it's Psalm 48. Understand it. It don't matter how rich you are, how much money you accumulate, you're going dead and you're going to darkness. Go and read it for yourself. Either Psalm 49 or Psalm 50, maybe Psalm 48. But it's definitely battling between 40, 48, 250. Read it. You think you can treat the people like that and feel that God will never hold you guys accountable? It's a travesty of justice. It's evil. It is wicked. You people cannot be humans, not even aliens. I remember as a little girl watching E.T. E.T. had a little, I was the nice alien. So not even come from space. Even animals have a little heart. So we can't even call on animals. Because you know what, nice animals, them sweet and loving, and I don't very lion and bear and tiger. Because I see some men who grow them, play with them, or them, you think a little dog and cat in the house, how them behave. Wicked. But you want to import rubbish and nonsense and wicked. Pay the people properly, just like with the public sector workers. They need to be paid properly across the board. Paid properly. Years ago, belching. Years ago, one particular minister had said, years before we dreamt of COVID, and I keep saying it, that anybody earning under $500,000 monthly, barely scraping, that was years ago. So it therefore means that nobody should be earning under $1 million monthly after tax. If by that standard, the persons are barely scraping, I'm not asking you. Years ago, over about 7 years ago, never forgot it. It never left me. I couldn't believe my coworker heard, my former coworker. We still communicate to this day. Pay the people well and see a better Jamaica. Guys, follow me on TikTok, subscribe to my YouTube channel, share this.